It's become a real tradition in the month of May here at the Irvington Branch as the library presents Indy 500 movie nights. Mike Hylton with the Irvington Branch, adorned appropriately in his checkered flag tie, is with us to talk about this year's lineup of films. Mike, another year upon us for the Indy 500 movie nights. How has this series evolved over the years and how popular has it become?
Well, we're in our 7th year, as I do the count.
Yes.
And we began 2008. We were showing Hollywood films, The Crowd Roars with James Cagney, Indianapolis Speedway with Pat O'Brien, and they have pretty good exposure on network TV. And we had moderate attendance, good enough we could continue. And I said, well, how are we going to show someone something they haven't seen? And then I thought about these old promotional films and knew they weren't being shown anywhere, really. And so after the first couple of years, we tried that, and they became an immediate success. Mm-hmm. And we've continued for a number of years now.
And the movie night film lineup, as you mentioned, is comprised of these vintage films that you've gotten a hold of and shown. Tell us about this year's lineup beginning on Monday, May 5th, here at the Irvington Branch at 7 p.m. Andy Granatelli Movie Night. Tell us about that.
Andy Granatelli Movie Night, and this is a good opportunity for me to mention that we lost Andy Granatelli this year, and also Gary Bettenhausen, but at the time I had to put this together, we had not yet lost Gary, so here's my quick salute to Gary. And as you're about to find out, we're also going to salute Andy Granatelli. On Monday, May 5th, we're going to show 4 films, each one running about 25 minutes, and they're going to cover the years 1967, where he had his first turbine car at the Speedway.
Ah, the turbine, the Wish car, whoosh.
Yes, old Silent Sam.
Yes.
And 1968, where he had 3 turbines at Indy, and we'll discover his bad luck in those years, but we're going to offset that with 1969 and his win with Mario Andretti, and again 1973, that up and down year for a race with an STP win by Gordon Johncock.
Okay.
And that's our first night of films.
And then the second night of films will be called Decades Night. That's on Tuesday, May 13th, again at 7 p.m. You've got some films that go way back in time for this lineup. Tell us about that.
We do on this one. I do like to take them by decades. It lets you just see the span of change at the Speedway. And we'll start with the 1934 Speedway film. And then we're going to, since the Speedway wasn't open in 1944 during World War II, we're going to skip up to 1954 with the Fantastic 500, 1964's Strategy for Speed, and 1974's 21 Days in May. And we'll just see how much the Speedway has changed in that time.
What a great way to look back at the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is so much in the culture of everybody here in Indianapolis, and just see how things have changed over the years. And as you and I have talked often before, we're both Indy 500 race aficionados. Things aren't quite the same as they used to be, right?
Well, nothing stays the same, and yes, I'm an aficionado, and you can tell, very interested in the history, but what this place is about is speed and more speed, and where you're going to find it, and I'm ultimately going to be disappointed if I don't go along with the flow of this place trying to go faster every year.
That's true, which I believe they're going to try to resume the quest for speed and try to approach those track records as they used to in the past. So you can satisfy your need for speed at the Movie Nights Festival here at the Irvington Branch, again on Monday, May 5th, 7 p.m. and Tuesday, May 13th at 7 p.m. But that's not all. The very next night, on Wednesday, May 14th, there's another special program here at the Irvington Branch, as well as other branches throughout the month of May, that deals with Indiana automotive history. Tell us about that.
We're going to have author and historian Dennis E. Horvath. He has published Cruise in Indiana. He has published Indiana Automobiles, which is going into a second printing. And he has a new book, Hoosier Tour, 1930 Indiana to Pacific Journey. And he'll be in here telling us all about, as you say, Indiana and its history and automotive lore, Duesenberg, Auburn, Stutz, many of the greatest cars of all time from right here in this state. And let me emphasize too, we're very pleased to have him on Wednesday, May 14th at 6:30. He'll also be appearing during the month at Wayne Library and Eagle Library.
Okay, so there's quite a bit of fare involved in the month of May if you enjoy racing or automotive history here at the Indianapolis Library at the Irvington Branch, specifically the Indy 500 movie nights. You can always call Mike or check with the online calendar for other information for programming related to the Indy 500 here at the library in May. Mike, thanks for joining us. Best of luck with your movie series this year. And again, visit indypl.org for more information.